Yo, what is going on? This is your boy, That Guy Face with Face the Music Media. We are back again for another episode of How I Synth. In this video, we got Brainworks Knifonium. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah. Oh my. Oh yeah. Face the music.
So, Knifonium is based off of a 26-tube monophonic synthesizer. And so if you know anything about tubes, they can get very colorful, very aggressive. So this is going to be a fun one. But anyway, before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. If you are not new to the channel, welcome back. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Hit the bell for notifications and hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy the content here. We really appreciate that. It helps with the algorithm. Also, make sure you go to realloops.com, that's REELLOOPS, and cop the Sweet Fusion preset pack. It's a preset pack loaded with presets for Cherry Audio synthesizers, so you want to go and check that out, realloops.com. Now, Volume 2 is coming soon, so stay tuned. But anyway, man, let's go ahead and jump in. So basically, this synthesizer, it looks complicated and it takes a bit to get used to it. But once you read the manual and kind of just jump in and fool around with some of the controls, it's not that difficult at all. You know, it's pretty straightforward. But anyway, so basically, you got your oscillator 1 here, oscillator 2 here. You have your modulation sources here for the oscillator. You have your FM modulation here. And so it's the same with oscillator 2. You got your modulation section here. Next, we have the mixer here. So you can, activate whatever oscillator you're trying to use. And so we got oscillator 1, 2, ring modulation, and noise. Next, we have the filter here. And this filter is very interesting. And so you have this control here, which is called frequency scaling. So that basically changes the filter cutoff range that's available in the filter, in the frequency knob. And then you have this knob here, which is going to be frequency tuning. And so that adds an offset of the filter. We have the modulation section here. Here's all the sources that you can modulate right here, or that you could use to modulate the filter here. Next, we have the LFO. We have our envelope 1 here, envelope 2, which is for the amplitude. Envelope 1 is going to be for your filter. And then we have our ring modulation section here. We have our external CV, so you can actually route audio from other tracks to modulate the synthesizer, which is crazy. And then we have sample and hold, pitch bend, and mod wheel. And then we have the glide section here. We have our feedback mode here, and then we have the output. The thing that's crazy about this synth is it modeled every aspect of the synthesizer, and so it also modeled the output, and it actually added a couple of options. And so when you change these modes, it changes the saturation of the output. So once you boost the master, it'll add a different flavor. So whichever amp mode that you switch it to, it will change the tone of the output. When you boost that master, the distortion sounds really nice. It has different tones and different textures for each one. So we'll kind of go through and fool with that. But anyway, man, if you watch any of my videos, you already know what time it is. You know what I like to do. I like to take the oscillator 1 and oscillator 2 and detune them for the phase sound. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the oscillators to see what they sound like. Oh, actually, we have our effects section up here. So these are Plugin Alliance Brainworks effects here that are like the mini mode of those. And those are really good, by the way. We have our arpeggiator section here and the op section here where you can go in and change your voices, and you can go in and change the aftertouch mode. So let's go ahead and jump into it, man. I'm going to go up here to default. So let's take a listen. Actually, since I went to default, I have to activate the second oscillator. I love that. All right. And one thing that I missed or forgot to cover was the spread function here. And basically that will spread the width of the oscillator. And so it almost creates a pulse width modulation type of sound. But let's take a listen. Beautiful. I love that. And I'm definitely going to automate that later and have that kind of sweep through. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and move forward. Let's take a listen to the filter. The filter is really interesting on the synthesizer. It's not like most filters. It has a more aggressive sound. Let's take a listen. Nice. Sounds so good. And so another thing is this mid-side function here is really dope. So you can set it to where the filter only affects the middle frequencies or the sides. So let's take a listen to that. Beautiful. I love that. That is such a dope feature, man. Very innovative. But anyway, let's go ahead and move forward. So I have a chord progression I played in the background. Let's go ahead and see what that sounds like. We're going to turn that output down. I'm going to bring the voices up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to route out a CV. Well, actually, I've already routed out a CV LFO. It is routed out to oscillator 1 and 2 spread. And if you see here, it is moving slightly. I have it set to jitter just a little bit, so it's not like very consistent. It kind of jumps around just a little bit. And I have the smooth on just a little bit so that jitter doesn't kind of jump too much. It sounds weird. I also have oscillator 1's fine tune slightly modulating as well, but I have the range set to 49% to 53%. So it's only going to go from 49% to 53%. Likewise on the spread, oscillator 1 spread is only going to go from 19% to 93%, and oscillator 2 spread is going to go from 3% to 96%. That way it's not as robotic and it kind of has some variation. But let's take a listen. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so let's go ahead and mess with the filter here. I kind of want to set some modulation here, so I'm going to fool with the envelope first. The minus sign would be to go in reverse, and the plus sign would be the positive. So let's fool with the positive first and see what the negative sounds like after. Beautiful. I love that. So I want to kind of see what it sounds like if I do mid and side. So let's take a listen. Beautiful. Okay, so let's see what the negative polarity sounds like. And for the negative polarity, I'm going to go ahead and activate the LFO. I'm going to sync that to the BPM and go up here to half. Oh, there we go. Let's take a listen. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that envelope off here. Let's take a listen. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to add some ring modulation just to give it a little bit of texture. So let's take a listen to that. And in order to activate that, of course, you turn it on here in the mixer, but then you have to come up here and boost the drive. Beautiful. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the different modes of the output and see what kind of textures we can get out of that. So I'm going to reduce the output because it's going to get loud, but let's take a listen. That sounds amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some effects now. Let's go up here and let's start with the delay. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and add the reverb. Ooh, fire. I love that. All right, so let's go ahead and add flanger, see what we can get out of that. Beautiful. Okay, I think I want to add the chorus last, and that should be good. Let's take a listen. Yo, that chorus added a sweet little lo-fi out of tune. Oh man, that's fire. Anyway, man, that's the end of this video. Y'all let me know what you think about Knifonium down in the comments below. I think it's a contender for one of the best synths, but as far as where on the list of like top 10 or whatever top synths, I don't know. You tell me what you think below in the comments. What I think about the plugin, I think it sounds amazing. It's really aggressive, so you can get some really nice, rich tones out of it. And I think Brainworks is really, I won't even say mastered, but they've come a long way with that analog modeling technology. I don't know. I love their plugins. I love their effects plugins. I love their synthesizer plugins. As a matter of fact, they have the Oberhausen, which I did a review on, so you can go and check that out and let me know what you think about that. That's Brainworks as well. But that plugin also is amazing. So I'm a fan of synthesis, and I love when someone comes out with something that is a little different. That's why I love Cherry Audio stuff so much, because they're different. So, but anyway, man, this is That Guy Face Music Media. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this content. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Anyway, man, this is That Guy Face Music Media. Don't forget, go to realloops.com to go and pick up the Sweet Fusion preset pack. Anyway, man, this is That Guy Face Music Media. We out of here. Peace.